This episode of the Lured Up podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here at the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community. You can join our community of supporters on patreon.com/Pokemon Professor for as little as $1 a month. And when you sign up, you get a lifetime membership to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And head over to patreon.com/Pokemon Professor. You can support a collective of hardworking part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon, podcasting, and the community here at the Pokemon Professor Network. Yeah, let's do it. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 356 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. And this episode is streaming live on a bunch of platforms: X, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, our living room. I'm your host, Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Adam, yo, what's happening?
Welcome, trainers, to the latest, the greatest episode of the Lured Up Pokemon
In case you were
podcast.
wondering if Adam's microphone is working, yes, it is.
Now working in HD, Ultra 4K.
We are
Live.
we are
Boy,
streaming
boy.
this on a bunch of platforms. Shout to everyone who's here already. Twitch chat's starting to light up already. Amphros, Michael, Maddie G, Grandpa's here, Pure Lighter, Chase, Nick. Yeah, we got peeps. Thank you for being early birds. If you are watching on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, which means you get one free sub a month. And we love it if you cashed it in on us or anyone in the Pokemon Go creative space. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I guess before we even talk Pokemon, man, how was your week? How are you? I didn't really talk to you this week. So how's things?
Stressful. This week has been stressful.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like when you plan for a bunch of stuff and none of it goes according to plan. It just can easily spiral. That's all. That's where I'm at. It's been a pretty crazy week.
But you
But
planned and it
I
didn't
did.
work out.
Yeah, I planned and it didn't work out. But as far as work goes, I made an ice cream because you know how everybody's like crazy about the Dubai chocolate and stuff.
Yes.
I made an ice cream it's inspired by that. It's not like I didn't throw the phyllo
hold on a
stuff
second.
in there.
Hold on.
I didn't throw the pistachio like first off, I'm not saying that I put any of that in there. I'm just saying I made an ice cream inspired by that to give people excitement in trying something
Is
new.
it good? Did you eat it?
It is good. So basically it's pistachio ice cream, a little bit of sea salt. I threw in some like a fudge variegate swirl, chocolate fudge swirl in there. I threw in some Cocoa Puffs and crushed up some Chex Mix and threw it in there.
Oh man.
So it's theoretically
wait, so that's how you simulated
the
crunch?
chocolate. Should have the chocolate, should have the crunch, and should have the pistachio. It's I mean, maybe I should have added like a little bit more salt, but it's pretty good. I can't wait to I made it yesterday, so it has to sit in the hardening freezer. So hopefully nobody brought it up today. I would hope not.
You know, I need to try this. Do I have to come to New Hampshire to try this concoction?
Unfortunately, yes, but I will. My goal is to, because Chanel's like been obsessed with it for the past couple of weeks. She's been bringing home bars, and I'm like, you do realize how expensive that is. So,
is this why he did it? So she wouldn't have to buy $20 chocolate
no,
bars?
no. We at work, my boss actually made Dubai chocolate bars, and we actually had a happy accident where instead of tahini, thought it was tahini paste. He thought it said tahine. So is that like chili lime seasoning? So we put that in there with it. It actually tastes pretty good.
Yo,
pretty
give
fire,
me chili. Yo, dude, I like chili and chocolate, bro. That's a combo, right?
Yeah,
there.
I'm just saying it was like a happy accident, and they're amazing.
Well, that's good to hear, man. My week's been a little crazy. I've been just working. Tomorrow is my son's birthday. 17 years old, bro.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Yes,
Happy birthday, dude.
17. He can actually get in behind the wheel of a car. So
He can get in more trouble. Oh, gosh.
Not yet. He's
that's
still
not what
got
I
a
want
year
to
of
hear.
mayhem left. Just don't let him hear that.
Oh, okay.
But so that's pretty much it, man. I'm prepping for that. You know, see whatever he wants to do.
That's
this weekend.
exciting, though.
Yeah, no, man. Birthdays are a big deal around here, so we love it. We love that. We got a couple more peeps in the chat. Scipio's here. Roax is here. Says Adam, open your gift. Kate the Cons is here.
Listen. I opened my gift yesterday, I think.
All right. Well, we got plenty to talk about this week. We had the wrap up of Steel and Scales Ultra Unlock. DMAX Latios Latias was this weekend. Adventure Week kicked off today. Kabuto released in Max Battles yesterday. So
I've done like 4 or 5 of them.
Dude, they're not, look, because I have all this research piling up telling me to do Max Battles like the lead in for Butterfree and all that. I'm doing more Max Battles. You know what I mean? I'm going in. I have a tag for, Max power up stuff. So I know who to look for when I have to, complete these tasks.
For me, it's just the hundos, but also even having these tasks, it gets a little frustrating when you don't have something worth powering up that they're like forcing you to, like, oh, Darmaka.
Well, you've got days to do it though. No, believe me, bro. I want to get through it quick.
I got a shiny, so it's like I want that one to be the one I power up, but it's not good at all. So hopefully, another bottle cap is in the works at some point.
Yeah, well, everyone's going to need that because the whole community is going to have Hundo Eternatus because everyone's going to use it on their crappy Eternatus that they get out of the research. No, but look,
because you only get one.
The news we do the news out of August is insane. Delightful Days. This is the final month of it, so it's going out with a bang, dude. We don't have a single day in August of vanilla spawns. We have event leading directly into event to another event. We got weekends like this weekend where we have an overarching event, just like we had with the summer concert, Quaxley and Lapras. It's like this weekend, we've got Research Day, Max Battle Day, Sweet Storm. It's just Adventure Week. Like it's crazy that it just keeps going. So we'll talk about the info that we have for August so far. Fossil Research Day, G-Max Butterfree, Sweet Swarm, Cozy Companions, Munchlax Hatch Day. There's a mystery event on the 10th. Delightful Days taken over. All this is in the first 2 weeks of the month, and that's not including.
Listen, someone's bugging out.
Spotlight hours, raid hours, Max Mondays. Like there's a lot. The calendar looks absolutely bonkers, and we'll pull it up and we'll talk about it. It's just absolutely crazy. But after the break on today's show, I do want to talk about something we kind of alluded to. We typically don't talk about TOS breaking stuff because Papa Niantic was kind of, overlooking, right? But it's worth talking about that they've patched the micro drift TOS breaking exploit, right? Was this one of the is this, certain things but that they, they'll look the other way on, things that, whatever. But they patched it.
Is this one of those?
This is not one of those things they look the other way on. This is a thing they were like, oh, you guys use this? Hold on a second. Let's fix that.
You like the extra distance?
PvP?
Hold up.
Fast move desync? Oh, don't worry about that. We got to make sure you can't raid down the street. No, look, we talk about it a lot. That we're super pro, get out there and go, hashtag meet you out there, all that fun stuff. And that's true. So
that is true.
I want to talk about what people are hearing from the community of how this could potentially impact not only their own gameplay loop, but just the overall vibe and morale kind of tone, because people are big mad, like really, really upset about it. And I understand.
Yeah, but they're allowed to be.
Sure that, hey, you want to come on and talk about it? Here's a soapbox, right? But the thing is, it does open up a bunch of good conversation that we can kind of foster over the next week. And that's like the main question is, are you really that lazy that you, I'm just kidding.
Ken's got some fighting words. That's look, all I'm saying.
What we're talking
Ken
about,
is just looking for a fight.
What we're talking about is walking to the end of the block, right? That's what we're talking about here. So are we really that lazy? Do we not care about the spirit of the game? Everyone's like, no, but like, do we not care about that? Some of us do. And more importantly, the conversation I'm hearing is like, will this make you raid less? Will this make you walk more? Should remote passes be part of this conversation? Everyone, I'm hearing a lot of people going like, hey, this is Scopely bringing the hammer down. They want to sell raid passes. Why are they giving away remote raid passes when they could be selling them? People are using local passes half the price. So there's a lot of inappropriate speculation. There's a lot of conversation. So I want to talk about it. And look, it's something that, like, we've talked about quick catching and fast catching and all that stuff for years. If that went away, bro, I'd be swollen solid, bro. I'd be so mad. So people that use this, I get it. It's a break in what they're used to. And it's kind of flown under the radar for a long time. Is this a precursor to what's to come with other things that are kind of in the game? People are like, yeah, why is PvP still broken? Why are gyms still under construction? And but yet this gets resolved in, 2 weeks from when they say something to today, 2 weeks patched, and it's just like gyms have been under construction for a year. So we'll talk about all that stuff.
That's a little frustrating, to be fair.
No, look, people have reason to have feelings about this, because for a lot of people, this was just part of their gameplay. And especially if, people cozy up at work or something like that, spin the map around, they see, the corner store down the block is a gym. It's just like people get very complacent and just kind of used to it. So breaking to those patterns, those routines, I get it. People feel it in their jellies. So we'll get there. Let's talk about this last weekend. We had the wrap up of Steel and Scales. I loved it because of the bonuses to XP and Stardust. Like, it's just a great time to play because the resources are just flying. People are earning and earning and earning. We had DMAX Latios Latias this weekend. I wanted to talk to you about this because
did you? Because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Why? Tell me.
But I had to remote. But but I wouldn't have done it if Raber didn't communicate and say, hey, I'm going out. Do you want one if I find one? And I said, I will happily help you.
Oh, so you were just doing it for him. You weren't doing it for your decks, your GMAX.
If I was doing it for my decks, I would have done both. I did one.
Really? You did one. Okay. All right. Well, the question I really had for you, but I don't think you can answer it, maybe Nick in the chat can, is when you have like a non-GMAX situation, but you still need 4, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I saw some people on Sylph Road Reddit soloing this thing. And I came close to soloing it. I didn't have the right conditions. It wasn't a skill issue. But you only need 4 people. So small communities, this kind of fits that mold where it's like, hey, if you can only get a couple people out. And I didn't play on Saturday. I had stuff going on Saturday, so I couldn't get out there when the bulk of the Red Bank community was out on Saturday, but I did play on Sunday. And we still had a good group, 20 people, something like that. But as things were weaning down and people were using up, getting to the end of their particles, we started to have small parties. And like, even when we got to the point where we had like 6, 7 people, we were able to like, all right, the first 4 go in right before it gets knocked out. 2 people jump out, join the second party to reinforce the last 2 people. There's ways that you can kind of maximize your resources. But I just think that from an accessibility standpoint, this is a great thing for 4-person communities. You only needing 4. Now, you had talked last week that max battles, they were like the lone in-person thing, and you had to work for it. You had to strategize. You had to do all this and that. And then now with Dark Skies coming up next week or in 2 weeks, they're just everywhere. You know what I mean? It kind of, I don't know. It's
what I was saying.
Does this feel weird? Does it feel weird that they're legendaries and they're just kind of like here?
So, okay, I'm gonna express some feelings real quick. So I was talking in the Zoom call last night. Those of you that aren't in the Discord, we do a Zoom call every Monday night. It's a lot of fun. You should join our Discord. Small plug there. In all honesty, they said accessibility. That is why we are making remote battling for these Pokemon, is for accessibility. There's a lot of air quotes going on in my screen right now for me. At the same token, we are being force fed and handed DMAX Pokemon on a consistent basis now. So they are just throwing us so there isn't a Wooloo gang.
In like
There is
research
like
rewards
so
and
right. So
spawns.
the average player is having access to these Pokemon. Like if you watched the Pokemon Presents, you had access to a G-Max Pokemon for free. Yes, you had to collect particles, but you got a G-Max Pokemon for free
You
and you
didn't
got
need
to
a big lobby.
choose.
You didn't need a lobby to do it.
You didn't need a lobby. All you needed was to collect some particles, which you're going to do anyways. If you're moving back and forth, even if you're at your house, you still gain that 300 from whatever the walking
Sure.
distance thing. So it's just frustrating when you see, oh, hey, we put this out there for accessibility, but yet they're handing all these to us, which is originally what I said. Like, you don't need to make it remotable. All you need to do is have these become stuff that's in research or in, monthly tasks or something so people can get them.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I see what you're saying now. Like it.
instead of so their whole accessibility goes out the window. Like that doesn't even matter. They're giving them to us anyways. So
Got it.
why like why does that matter? And like then we get Zashi and Zamazenta. We can remote into those because they're raids and we can use them in max battles. So like there's a lot of like red flags or like holes in the story for me, and that's where my brain's at. The other half is we've got Eternatus. I was fully thinking that for GoFest next year, we would get Eternatus, and it would be this huge, massive event, and that's how we get it. Your GoFest led you up to a max battle encounter. You needed X amount of trainers, and it would be difficult. It should be difficult. And they're just like, here you go. Here you go. Here comes the airplane. And just
in the
they're
Go Pass
literally
for
feeding
free.
us.
Yeah.
They're literally feeding us Eternatus. And they're like, "Oh, if you want some more if you want some candies for them to power them up, just pay up.
But
You can have them."
But you're still getting one
But you're still getting one
now
for free. So my thing is, it really, I want to make a joke about like, don't bite the hand that feeds, but it's one of those. I think Eternatus might be, how like Monopoly, you know what I mean? Like Monopoly Go, like this is the money grab. You can see the Eternatus hand in the sky, and it's reaching into our wallets and just grabbing your wallet, just saying, I want your money. And like it just feels so wrong. It feels bad.
But
It feels
does
very
it
wrong.
feel wrong
And
because
I'm
it's
just expressing how I
predatory?
feel right now.
Is it I don't think it's predatory though. I just think it's optional. They are still meeting the accessibility. Here it is. But I
know,
never
but
thought about it the way you just said it.
But Eternatus being put like hand fed to us, like what? It makes it not feel special.
No,
Like we get mythicals for like the GoFest thing, and then like the people that don't get to go to GoFest, they eventually get the mythic at GoFest Global. Like it's one of those like what is going to be special next year?
No, well,
That's what I don't understand.
let me
Like
let me
I'm like, how do you
backpedal.
make something special?
Let me backpedal here because I had not thought about it from the perspective that you had just said with if remote max battles were done to improve accessibility. And we didn't even really put it together of, well, we don't need to just deliver these Pokemon via max battle. They can be delivered via research, whether it's timed or special or whatever the case is.
And just a side note on this, if people leave Pokemon in the power spots, there's a chance that a Dynamax Pokemon appears. Wild! Oh my gosh,
dude! I've had a bunch. I've had a bunch of spawn. I've had a bunch. I got a bunch of Beldum like that.
That's what I'm saying.
So like, but I didn't think of that. Like,
you don't even need to battle; it's accessible.
So maybe so what you're saying?
I don't have a microphone to drop.
It's like connected, but it is about
boom arm. So,
no man, I didn't think about it like that because they didn't need to increase the accessibility through remoting.
But hey, let's take the one last bastion, that one pillar, and let's just tear it down. Well, we don't need that. No.
See, but here's the thing. Getting it through research, finding an encounter at a power spot, it's one off. You might get one here, one there, versus like, oh, I'm going to sit on the toilet for the next 2 hours and just grind this out and, drop $20-$30 and just raid pass, max particle pack, just boom, boom, over and over. You can't experience that. So it is a level of elective gameplay. That's how someone wants to play. Let them have at it. They have to pay the price, literally with money. Now, when I was in Florida last week, I didn't have a choice to raid or to max battle in Lapras in person. So I had to remote if I wanted to take part in it. I like having it there as an option. I by no means think that this shouldn't be a thing. I just think that the culturally, there's just a subset of trainers that like this is how they play, and then that impacts the spirit of the game. And that's kind of like what I wanted to get into at the end of the show of like, yeah, well, where's the
Don't worry, we're almost there.
It's like, well, where's the adventure? Where's the adventure in that? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's just the adventure thing.
Yeah. But Latios and Latias. Anyway, we got off topic. 4-person. I was still. You see, they disabled being able to Kool-Aid Man like jump into DMAX from the friends list, and that was interesting because I on Saturday I couldn't play, but I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll just sweat my friends list here and jump in, and I couldn't. And it was like, then I would get remotes and stuff like that, or invites. But I think they did that to kind of temper these lobbies because otherwise you're going to have, you're with 4 people and you're going to jump into a lobby. There's no private lobbies. You're going to jump in and then little Billy can't join your party, can't get in because, John Doe Rando jumped in, off the friends list. So.
I watch his YouTube.
John Doe Rando.
Yeah,
we love John Doe Rando around here. It's always
a photo.
It's always John Doe Rando. But no, it was Latios and Latias was cool. I did not get one shiny. These were horrible to catch. A lot of people had a bunch of them run, and there was one dude in the group had 5 run on the day. I was like, bro, that's horrible. That hurts. Not sure why they were so hard to catch, but it is what it is. But Adventure Week kicked off today, which is really cool. Toad School. And shiny Wiglet. I live by the beach, so I took a ride earlier today along the coastline from Sandy Hook down the Long Branch and caught about 20 Wiglet, no shinies. Only saw one Toadscruel because I wasn't like in the the park area or anything like that. And it ran for me.
6 or 7.
It ran.
I've seen like 6 or 7 of those bad areas. So no Wiglets yet.
Well, we have a lot of people asking, like, well, where can I find Toadscruel? Where can I find a Wiglet? Not really understanding what biome they're in, even if it's their home group. Now, some veteran Niantic gamers may remember in Harry Potter Wizards Unite, there used to be this thing where it was similar to Ingress, where you would be laying, like in Ingress, you create these fields that lay over the game board. In Harry Potter Wizards Unite, there was like these flags that kind of segmented the the map and you could see like, oh, this area over here, the ground is red, and this area over here, its ground is brown. And you're in Monster Hunter, playing that, you can see what biome you're in because there's different spawn pools and it's overt. They tell you. Why don't we have that in Pokemon Go? Like how great would that be? Like they're always saying, oh yeah, if you're by the beach, you're going to get these spawns. It's like, well, prove it to me.
But what is the beach? All I see is the water. But sometimes when I click, I'm at the beach. And sometimes when I click, I can see city behind me, but there's no cities.
Also,
I don't understand.
It's not just water in OpenStreetMap. It has to be like beach, waterfront, like actual, like the sand layer, in OpenStreetMap. So people are like walking to their local creek and river and they're like, where are the Wiglets? Why aren't they spawning? It's like, well, it's not.
Where are the Wiglets?
It's not a beach. So
they're wiggling like worms.
I think it would be cool if there was a way that on the map, and maybe it's too much to see at all times, but maybe there's a toggle, maybe there's something you could do where it would show you what biome you're in. You know what I mean? Like almost like the weather symbol, or give me something else. Give me, whatever the biomes are. City, it's like a little building, or forest, it's a tree. Like I think that would be cool to help trainers be able to narrow their search. Now, when you have a month like August,
these are the updates we need, not taking away.
Yeah, Agent X says like Monster Hunter, exactly like Monster Hunter. But there's no vanilla spawns this whole month, so like we're asking for it now because we have biome specific spawns in Adventure Week. But outside of Adventure Week, this would have no impact. Even if we had that full feature, it would have no impact because there's no vanilla spawns. We would just have weather spawns and event spawns. So I don't know. I think that would be a cool idea. I think it would help people explore. And I also think it could be a draw for certain locations, especially if there's like a meetup on Campfire or something like that. It's like, yo, we're a beach biome. Come to us. You could probably get spawns that you're not going to get 10 miles inland. Take the ride out. It could be worth it. But Toad Scroll's out there. It's double XP. Kind of feels lame after having all these weeks of 4 times XP with the Ultra unlocks. But I do like how they broke out the wild encounters to kind of accentuate the different biomes. It's just everyone's confused about the biomes. Where am I? What am I in? They didn't really know. All right, we're gonna whip through this next part, and that's just the August community or August content update.
Whip it fast.
Yo, I heard whip it at work today, bro. I was excited. But we also have our calendar that I can pull up just to show everybody how ridiculous this. You know what? Let me grab this calendar real quick, because this calendar is absolutely insane for August. Doesn't even fit. Just an incredible amount of stuff happening.
I think August is actually exhausted.
It might be exhausted.
I got Augusted.
But this weekend, we have Fossil Research Day, which we were talking
Research
we were
Day?
like, where did the Adventure Week fossils go?
Sounds like a shell of a good time.
They all went to 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday the 2nd, because that's where all the fossils from Adventure Week are going to be. So they're all here. Tyrant and Amora featured in the key art. They're the main ones. Tutruga, Archon, all the fossil stuff is here.
Tutruga?
And this is good because some of these might be holdout shiny chases. So this is cool. $2 ticket with Fossil Research Day. So that's Saturday, right? Adventure Week carries us right into that Saturday event. Sunday, now we've got Gigantamax Butterfree. So now we're going from another overarching event in Adventure Week, a 2 to 5 reservation event on Saturday with Fossil Day, and now we have a 2 to 5 Max Battle Day with Gmax Butterfree on Sunday. Dude, it's a lot.
Okay, I'm working.
It's a lot.
They just Butterfree.
Dude, oh man, this is when it's like, okay, I'm going to remote it because you have no other choice, right? You have no other option. It's nice that it's there as a safety net. Get your 1, get your 2, get 40. I don't know.
Yeah, but I would rather have a friend go out, get more than 1, and then I will trade with them, because then I get to see them.
Yeah, no, dude. I hear you, man. But it's.
Do you hear me?
I do, but
because it sounds like you hear
crazy.
the toilet flushing after you're like, yeah, I caught it.
Hold on.
That's what it sounds like.
It's water type. No, it's. I really do think that this month is little crazy because we've had overarching events over the weekend and one event. Now we're going second month in a row where we're getting overarching event and then a Saturday and a Sunday appointment based event. It's a lot, man. It is a lot. Nick says, I got you, Adam. So he's going to send you some invites.
See?
There you go.
I'm just saying. Well, you don't have to send me invites. Just catch an extra one. Trade.
All right. Back to August. In max battles, we got Ammonite, Trubbish, Chansey, P-Dove. I love that Chansey's coming back, but Ammonite here, we get a little fossil love. In 5-star raids, this is a pretty good raid lineup. Lugia, Ho-Oh, Necrozma. This is cool. So this is going to be very popular. Mega Ampharos, Slowbro, Pidgeot, Salamence coming back to Mega Raid. So if people miss kind of the early rounds of Megas, here you go. You can fill up the decks. There's a bunch of events here. Again, there's so many on the month. We're not really going to be worried about them. The link to our calendar is in the description. Just check out the calendar. Everything's there. Everything's linked. And raid hours, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Necrozma. There's a middle week there. And if I pull up the calendar, I didn't fill it in. It is the 20th. They don't detail who the raid hour is for on the 20th. It is after Delightful Days taken over. It is after the mystery event. It is after, the max finale. So there could be, more raid hour stuff being announced as
Do we think it's Eternatus? Extra large candy form
in 5-star raids, in 7-star raids. Maybe that'll be a thing. Shadow Regirock over the weekend, and then Spotlight hours. We got Swirlix, Plusle, and Minun together. Ralts and Lechonk. I know people love them some Lechonk. So that's August, right? But
Lechonk is legitness.
Yes. Where would we be, Adam, if we didn't talk about how we could spend money in August? And they put a blog post together to put all the overarching monthly things to spend on in one place. The Hand of Eternatus coming to take your wallet. So good. Moltres Dazzles in the August Go Pass. I like the Go Pass, man. This is where, this is where they make you spend early on in the month. And
yeah, it's either you get the Go Pass or you get gas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, snap. Featured Pokemon and rewards from the Go Pass, not the deluxe, just the straight up free version. You get an encounter with Moltres with the Delightful Days background. That's fun. Stardust XP, Max Particles, Pokeballs, candy, and even more goodies, bro. The goodies. Get it for the goodies. And then with the Go Pass Deluxe, what it all comes down to is another lucky trinket. So are we satisfied with lucky trinkets every time? I think these month-based ones will be lucky trinkets. And then the event-based ones, like a tour pass or like the Reggie one they did, or for Eternatus, like it'll be either a gold bottle cap or like the crazy encounter or something like that. I don't know. I just think that these monthly Go Pass can, just like Elite TMs being in Community Day box, like this is just going to be a thing. It seems that
like
way.
I'm okay with passing up a lucky trinket. It's not the end of the world. The lucky trinket for me only matters if I'm with a friend. I've made it that far and we're both there together and hanging out and it just fits. And like, okay, I'll spend X dollars to be able to do a second lucky trade because I'm already best friends or lucky friends. Like that type of a situation matters. I don't really see myself grabbing that lucky trinket and being all like, "Whoa, let's go!"
So it's $7.99 for the base, US base Go Pass. $9.99, I think, with the 10 levels, and $14.99 with some extra goodies and all that kind of stuff. But when you do get the deluxe, the thing is it does pay out with consumable items, lucky eggs, star pieces, incubator, incense, that kind of stuff. Battle passes are even in there. So it's not a hollow.
No, after you make it, it makes sense to purchase it if you're with a group doing some sort of event, doing something that's going to utilize all of those tools. If I'm not out playing,
What do you
and
need
I
a
have all
lucky
the
incubator for?
access to all
Or
this,
what do you need an incubator for?
what do I need an incubator for? I'm not walking, I'm at work. Wow, do I really need that? But again, it's situational. Like again, if I'm out and I'm going to be spending the whole day doing something, it makes sense.
Yep.
So if anybody was smart, they would put community days at the end of the month moving forward, and always at the end of the month, because you're with people and the desire is a little bit higher to have more incubators,
Well,
to
also
have more
you'll have the
balls,
chance
to
to earn
have
them
more
through the
incense.
Go Pass because Brickadee is the last weekend. Maybe they're following suit. Expedition
Interesting.
Access is coming back now. Again, another $5 purchase on top of event tickets, on top of consumables. However, I like this one, man. I get an incubator every day. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth because it's not a one and done purchase. It tickles my jellies for 30 days. I like that.
You actually.
Well, dude, I'm on the single incubator grind, so sometimes I'll look at my inventory and I'll be like, "Yo, what? I got 20 incubators. When does this ever happen?" So I'm saving up my regular incubators right now. I think I have 10 10Ks sitting right now. So I'm just waiting I have a 12K in a regular incubator right now. I'm trying to get all 10Ks and I'll throw them all in my, single use standard incubators from Expedition Access. So I'm in on this, but again, another 5 beans just there. I don't care about like triple XP for the first catch of the day. They always promote this. Like, does anyone really? Are they like, bro, this is, now that you said that,
They're like, 10. We heard you like XP. This is the event for you.
No.
This is the ticket for you. We heard from a reliable source.
On top of the incubators, his name is Adam. This is all about gifts. You get to get the extra gifts. Open 50, receive 150, hold 40. Like, I need this in my life because I do the friendship thing pretty hard.
Do you really need it though? Sounds more like a want.
Like SpongeBob.
To me. I don't think you need it.
I need it. But dude, 15,000 XP is part of the timed research in the Expedition Access. I need it.
Wow. That's so exciting.
And then the ultimate insult to injury here is the reward road. We all love gauging each other's, how good you are at Pokemon Go by how far you make it on the reward road. It's like, bro, you made it really far. You're really good at this game. You spent, $300 this month on consumables and non-ticketed items and stuff like that. It's like, bro, it's a lot of money.
Here's your extra stuff.
Yeah, you're really good at this game. You reach level 9 in the reward road. You got some skill. But yeah,
I think I've reached like 1 or 2, maybe. Nothing higher. I know that for a fact.
It's $7.99 on the Go Pass, $4.99 on the Expedition Access, and we haven't even started the month yet. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's too much.
Right out of the gate. You got
out of the gate.
You got some
stuff. It's his hands coming out of the sky.
All right. Well, let's take a break. We didn't even talk about like Sweet Swarm and Cozy Companions and all that. Snom's coming to the game, Butthead. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, we'll catch up on that.
Yeah, but Frostmoth is good. I like Frostmoth.
Yeah, we'll catch up on that next week. You love that because of the TCG card. But
I do.
And Shiny Munchlax Hatch Day. There's just, how do you keep up, man? How do you keep up? It's so crazy. If like I didn't host a podcast, I was just a fan of this game. It's a lot of information. Thank goodness there's podcasts to listen to help you make sense of it all.
Thank goodness. I mean, I don't know many. I mean, I do know there's like the Purified podcast. There's Good Morning Johto. There's GoCast. Who else does a
Incense, bro? How are you not going to call out
Incense? Does a show. Well, yeah, they're across the sea, so it's like, are they really talking about Pokemon Go, or is it like
just talking about bangers and mash?
No, but it's just like we talk about it, and it's like by the time we like close out, and it's like tomorrow, I'm like, Ken, what's going on? I don't even remember what we talked about
Dude,
last night.
I'm telling you, it's a
Was
lot
the game
of information.
so much? Like I opened the game, I forget that it's Tuesday, and I opened the game, and I was like, what is Ragnarola doing here? And I'm like, oh, it's spotlight hour. I should probably catch a few of these.
Did you see that it now, because people were complaining, myself included, that the timed research tab is just so incredibly crowded that you have to scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. You're like, oh my God, I have like 7 timed researches. It now will nest the completed steps in your timed research. So, thus shortening the length of each of the different researches that you have. And I'm just still catching stuff here. I guess I could pull this on screen. I can't just be going to my messages, bro. I got some toxic
Well,
stuff.
I'm
on
just
this phone.
saying. Okay.
All right, I'm pulling up Adam's picture. Hold up.
Raber was texting me, and he's like, mine ran. Did you catch yours? And then as he was saying that, I caught it. I was
Okay,
like,
good,
no
good.
way. Last ball, like I was so upset. I was like, there's no way. Every throw is good on this. I'm getting a great throw. I got golden Raz. Like, there's no way.
Weird. Sound just cut out for the stream. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. The
sound cut out? Probably
sound
because you were putting on your phone.
Yeah, maybe putting on the Ritz. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. All right, yeah, I got to fix the audio on that scene. I'll do that after the show. All right.
What happened?
I don't know. I think when I pull up the phone scene in OBS here, it doesn't have the mic active. I can fix it. Hold on. Okay, I think I fixed it. We now have audio. All right, you ready to get back in this?
Yeah.
All right. Custard Cuban said, I drove to the ocean after work for Wiglets and it was spotlight hour. Leo, all is well, man. Thank
I bet you were wiggling all the way home.
So funny. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And we are back from our break. What are you doing?
Back again.
I can become a robot. I could do that.
Listen,
that now.
Ken was playing with some voice effects. Just listen to some of these. He's gonna save some Pokemon names.
I'm gonna say some Pokemon who sound like a Cylon.
So cool. So neat. All right. Anyway, let's take a moment to recognize some of our patrons. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Ben, Brandy, Espion, Willow, Herbert, KJ, and Matthew. Special thanks to our executive producer, Xander, as well as the other EPs on the network, Monkey Bread, Tish Smith, and Kate the Cons. Gang. Thank you so much. Just make sure you check out Pokemon Professor for links to everywhere you can connect with Lured Up. Grab some merch, send us a message, and connect with all the other shows on the network. A little housekeeping really quick. I just wanted to notify everyone. The Pokemon Professor Network is going to be signing with Pickaxe, which is an advertising firm that's going to help us kind of elevate what we're doing here with the show. So in the coming weeks, you might start hearing some pre-roll ads at the beginning of the show. Yeah, just sit through them, help a brother out. Just check out the ads. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up so it might not be jarring. It probably won't be for a couple episodes. But yeah, congrats to the whole Pokemon Professor team because yeah, we're signing on with a large scale network. Some of the shows on the network are very large, so we're excited to be in good company, and we'll put links out on social and all that stuff so you can check them out. But in case you hear ads coming on the show in the future, yeah, it's just 60 seconds to help keep the lights on. So we appreciate your consideration of keeping that in your ear holes as it comes out of, goes in their ear holes. What does it come out of? Their speaker holes. Things are getting
Their
weird.
brain holes.
It's getting weird. All right, Adam, let's talk about this micro drift glitch thing. Now, fast catching, swinging a sock to get distance. These were things that people have done that, you know, kind of were accepted, especially fast catching, right?
Yes.
The micro glitch thing, the drift, this was always something that wasn't, I don't know. There was always a little bit of shame. Like, I don't know. People knew that they were doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. Is that fair? A little bit of a side eye when it comes to the glitch thing. So apparently, and I didn't know this was going on this long, but this has been like years that this has been a thing. So it would allow you to use a local raid pass on a gym that might be, I think it was like 50 meters or something like that. So still visible on the map, but apparently there was ways to make it have
but if
further
you're
range. But
like, what kills me is if you were right there. Like I was in a plaza and it's like I'm literally right there, and it said in the game thinks that I'm over here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like this is ridiculous.
All
Like
right.
I'm not doing anything fancy.
That's a
I
fringe
just open
case
the
though.
game and it thinks I'm
But
over
that's a
here.
fringe thing. That's you're having a GPS issue. That's not normal scenario.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
then
a
it
normal
like and then it
situation.
like whips you over, and then I'm going past it and I'm like, am I remoting this? I'm here physically. This is ridiculous. It was one of the max battles. So it just feels bad. It's like, come on, just let me do my thing.
But in normal circumstance, what this does is allows you to not have to get up and go a short distance. Like, right? Like, let's be real about it. What we're talking about here is I can raid the gym that's a stone's throw outside of my normal, you know, even like a spatial rend kind of distance, just beyond that. And people would be able to do these raids. And it opens up a lot of conversation because if people have been used to playing a certain way for years and then it goes away, that's a disruption to their gameplay. And we've talked how the gameplay loops that we have in this game are so intertwined in our daily life processes because we're all obsessed, right? So it does have an impact to how people get through their day. So the questions and the topics that I kind of spawned off of this are, is this just about being lazy? Because I could imagine this being like, oh, well, I'm not on my lunch break, but I could squeeze a raid in real quick, but I can't leave my office, but you know, I just got to get right down, 2 buildings down. But does that break the spirit of the game of being like, no, you got to be there. You have an option to do it from where you are. It's called remote raid pass. And you must suffer and pay the price, the wrath.
Yeah, well, it's just ridiculous because they're like, oh, you can remote, and like they're like really pushing the remote. Then like, well, we might have taken this away, but don't you worry, we're gonna allow you to remote right into it. Just pay that extra, the premium, and you can remote right into it. We'll take this away, but you can remote. We're not here for the money, but you can remote.
But look,
I'm sorry. I'm being mean.
You're not being mean though. That makes sense, and that's how
it's just how it feels, and it's like
A lot of people feel
I
this way.
understand it's not. I understand it's not. Yeah.
No, you're not alone
And
here.
the game itself messes up and it doesn't know where you are. That's not my fault. I literally opened the game and I'm over here and I'm like,
It's
I
not my
literally just
fault,
want to
man.
raid.
It's not
I,
my
I
fault.
just want.
Look, I think that the majority of people doing this, or that were doing it, don't care at all about the spirit of the game. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. And it was a shock when Niantic was like, yo, this is against the TOS, because it's a manipulation of location. So then it opens up the conversation of, okay, so you're going to make me stress out and stop playing the way I play, even though I'm, a big spender in this game or whatever. People always will use what they spend as kind of like a validation of their position in the conversations. Like, bro, you should listen to my voice because I spend a lot. It's odd, but I understand why. But
Right.
But in the spirit of the game, there's spoofers out there that are just like not trying to go down the block. They're going to Christmas Island. They're going to, the pier in California. You know what I mean? Like there's the Miracle Mile in Texas. Like there's people do all this stuff. There's websites and companies and softwares dedicated to this stuff, and it doesn't seem to have the attention or the kind of fervor that Niantic put behind this in saying, hey, we're identifying this as a thing and we're going to fix it. And, it's not a feature, it's a bug. So
It's not a bug. It's a bug.
So then that brings up the question a lot of people asking, why did they fix this? Of all the problems the game has, of all the issues the game has, why did they choose to do this if it's not a money grab or a money play? Because why would they? Why wouldn't they fix something else that's more important? Because this is a convenience thing for trainers. It's like the trainers are saying like, oh no, this was a positive thing because I'm able to play more.
This reminds me a lot of the spatial distance. Remember when
Sure.
the distance that we could reach stops and stuff?
Yeah,
was?
the COVID distance. Yeah. They made it revert and everyone lost their minds and they brought it back because they said, look, this isn't hurting anyone. This isn't making, changing the gameplay for the worse. Like this was one of the best quality of life that COVID notwithstanding. Going to the 80-meter radius or whatever, it was like, yo, we could play the game. It feels so much better to play the game like this. Like, do you remember what it was like when we had the short distance like that? Like, dude, I remember playing Pokemon Go and then I'll have Ingress on my other phone and it's like, oh yeah, I can't reach the portal in Ingress. I got to walk closer because the interaction distance in Ingress is what it used to be in Pokemon Go. And you have these people asking like, well, why did you fix this? It had to be because this was impacting remote raid pass sales. And I get that too. If I was out there selling remote raid passes, I'd be mad.
Or if indeed it was actually flagging people as doing some malicious activity, that could be like, why? Like, why am I being flagged for suspicious activity when it's like, that's all that I was doing?
Because you're telling the game that you're down the street and you're not. Yeah. Like, does it matter if is there a difference between saying I'm sitting in my house, right? But does it matter? Is it less of an evil if I say I'm down the street versus if I say I'm in another country? Or is it all the same? Because it seems like that to Niantic / Scopely
via the game, like that's a little weird.
Yes, but it was an exploit. It was just for me, it's odd. Why wait 2 years to say something? Is it a Scopely thing? We don't know. Like, dude, the game still says Niantic, right? We still boot up the game and it says Niantic.
That is true.
Yeah, it was the
I
manipulation
think
of G.
it's-
You were
I think-
breaking the
I think-
GPS.
Okay, money with the Eternatus hand and all that stuff. I think you're right. I think you're right.
It's because it's
as
a
much as I
manipulation.
want to.
Yeah, no, but just because it makes, we're talking about, yes, we all know spoofing is bad, right? We all know manipulating your location is bad. We're not going to argue that. This is doing that. It was just kind of, that's why, like,
it's like fast catching. It's
but
like,
it's
yeah,
not like fast catching because you're not manipulating your location.
Oh, yes, yeah, but you're
speeding up the process,
catching the Pokemon. Yeah, you're speeding up the process. They want you to be in the game as much as possible.
Well, look,
that's how they make more money, right? You spend more time on their app.
So this is what I'm seeing on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, well, I'm just not going to remote this. So in the end, less raids are going to happen, whether I'm paying for a local pass or paying for a remote pass. Now I'm going to pay for zero pass because I'm not going to do it. I'm not at the gym.
Yeah.
So I can't raid it, and I'm not going to buy the remote pass. However, one thing this community is really, really bad at is saying that they're not going to play this game or spend money, because so many times it'll be like, I ain't spending $1 on this game. I ain't going to this event. And you like show up and it's like, Jerry, I thought you weren't coming to Go Fest. And he's like, you know what I mean? We're bad at it because so many people are like, I'm boycotting this game. I'm not buying remote passes. I'm not doing this. It's like, bro, if I invite you, you're coming. Like that's what I have a little bit of an issue with, is that people in these cases, when it hurts them, when it impacts them, they take this like weird moral high ground, even though the moral high ground is breaking the TOS in this case. But then they don't stay true to it because they're like, I ain't going to spend money. I'm not going to buy the remote passes. And it's like, are you though? So I'm curious as to how this will actually impact players. Will this make people get out there and walk more to do local stuff? I don't think it will. Maybe it will. If I'm at work sitting at my desk and there's a raid down the street, I can't leave to do it. But I have my option of using a remote pass. I've used remote passes for the gym that's 2 seconds from my job. I've done that. I did it for a max battle the other day.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
And you should be fired for that.
But I don't think this is going to be like, people are going to be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to not use this exploit anymore. Let me lace up my shoes. I'm going for a walk. Maybe it will. I just don't know. So people are saying, well, this would be easier and more palatable to accept if, back to the old conversation, if the cost of remote raid passes was low. If you lifted the limit of how many I could do a day, because then it's like, well, is it about money or is it about the remoting? Because for me, the remote passes, it was always about the money. Like it priced me out of remote raiding at scale.
Yeah. So I stopped. I mean, remote raiding is like, I barely think about it. It's like when you're talking about Butterfree, I have zero interest. I have zero interest to remote max battle that, like, at all.
So obviously for me, I'll put some remotes in so I can play with the community and play with other creators. Like, look, I get that. It's a fringe case for me. But on the days where it's like, something comes up, family thing or whatever it may be, I'm glad I have the option to remote. But if I have the option to do it in person and remote, I'm going to choose to do it in person 100% of the time. I don't mind remoting when I have to. But
it's nice that like you can help a friend out.
But should they?
Do I want to?
Does the community need to shut up about the cost of remote raid passes? Dude,
I mean, I don't care about the cost anymore. The cost is, it is what it is. Like, I'm not mad anymore. But at the same token, it's like I just don't remote raid as often. Like
Yeah.
I get invites all the time, and I feel bad because like I just don't interact. I don't accept. I just
Dude, I'm with you, man.
like I got invited to a mega Aerodactyl, and I just looked at it. And I was like, nope.
In this economy, I'm telling
This
you.
economy.
No, I completely understand. It's just, you know, I don't think at this point it's even worth being like, oh, well, this would be easier if you just lower the price of remote raid pass. It's like, yo, this ain't gonna happen. Like, I don't know what trainers need to hear. Like, do they need Scopely to come out and be like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be lowering the price.
Listen, even if they lowered the remote raid pass, I still wouldn't be going after them.
Look, I wouldn't. Dude, don't get me wrong.
I think
if remote raid passes were the same price as local raid passes, I'd be remoting a hell of a lot more. But it's still not going to replace my in-person.
You heard it here first, folks.
Sure.
Lower that remote raid pass.
But it's not gonna replace my in-person play. No way. Like, I don't know. Do I like doing a raid from the toilet? Yes. Do I like being on the toilet at 6 a.m. every morning and getting international raids and stuff like that? Yeah, sure. But, you know, this is not an international raid. This is a raid that's just down the street. So, I don't know. Let us know what you think about it. Email us, luredup@pokemonprofessor.com. You can call us, 732-835-8639. I've got a Poke the Bear about this topic up on our Twitter, so definitely check that out. Get involved in the conversation online. Call us. Let us know. It's a great topic, and whether we like it or not, it's gone. It's gone. The exploit is gone. But we should be happy, right? Now no one's at risk of breaking the TOS.
So happy.
Let me tell you, bro, there wasn't a single gym in range of that notable trainer tent in Jersey City.
There was not.
Oh, you just start seeing all this like Wayfarer abuse, people moving gyms closer to their house. They can reach it. Don't do that. Oh, don't do that. But thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, chat. Appreciate you all. Adam, is that a show?
I think that's a show.
Thank you very much, everybody. Keep training, trainers. We will see you next